So we're just seeing there. Yep. Got the CM gentleman. Got Viking for the half cap. Legion X also has a Viking available.
And apparently we are off.
Oh shit! Yes,
Yes,
sir,
we are. 30 minutes on the clock. 1 point to fight over, which is in this case derailed train.
Yep.
Last I know, it's going to be the Legion X on the Allied side and the Crayon Munchers at the Axis side. Is that still correct?
That is correct. Yeah, I'm just doing a bit of So obviously, I'm just going to bring a bit of the refereeing knowledge out here. Yeah. So straight away through the banned buildings. This one here is allowed. This one isn't. Going by the standard format of the 18's rules.
Which is what this friendly match is played by, right?
That's correct, yeah. And this house here also out of bounds. But yeah, good start from Legion X. Rocket into the train. Not bad. Good spot to hit.
We know that CM never actually participated, as far as I know, in the official tournament of 18v18. So I think a lot of those guys are still sort of getting adjusted to the rules as they are. But that's what these friendly matches are for, obviously. Yeah. So see what's going to happen.
There's still a bit of adjustment to go. They played against Legion X on derailed train on Thursday in the Thursday night league against Legion X. But this was in their pairing with 1 AD. See Edric in the north here. He's pushing along the edge of the road. So yep, taking control, very good, of the sort of the compound. Edric moving down along the line. We see Flower doing Flower and Flush, Lover's Crawl. Capweight going in favor of the Leg X. Oh, dude, be careful.
Well aimed rocket.
Oh, Flower goes down. However, though, the middle is held by the by the gentleman of the Crayon Munchers.
Yeah, that compound there up south is always more in favor of the Allies. I would say it's easier for them to reach it. It's easier for them to sort of hold it up. I would say as the Allies, you don't necessarily need to take that compound, but it is nice if you can actually get a stronghold in there.
It's a vital part to hold though, because if you hold the strong point is right here in the middle here. As you can see, it's quite open. If you hold this compound, you take the cap weight from roughly where Jord is, just a little bit. Yeah, so Jord's obviously in the strong point there. Because you can't just stand here in the open and expect to hold the point. So if you control that yard there, you keep people out of the strong point from the south, and you can easily hold them off from the east. And then you also have the advantage of that little bit of cap weight just from having bodies in this compound in the strong point. Just like as you can see where Flower's coming up now. And there he is now. He's just inside the strong point. He's obviously providing the cap weight. So there, Flower goes down. Cap weight going back in favor of the Munchers of Crayon. Edric dead in the north. Just take a little quick turn to the south. I see Snopia with the MG. Snopia is another fantastic find for the Legion. Dead.
He's alive.
Just custom here, didn't you?
Yeah, yes. As Dougie observant, yes, to the caster's curse. Fallen foul of it a few times himself. Where him and Mr. Berg obtained their good relationship. I see Flushed. Just staying alive. Yeah. Just staying alive. Anybody comes over that wall, she will be able to see them and kill them.
Yeah, right now you can see the point flipping both ways, because it seems like the Legion definitely has control over that northern, train station, if you will. Even though the Munchers are holding on to that southern Klomprax, south of the rails. Alternatively, because I agree with what you just said, that compound is crucial if you want to get more weight into the cap. Alternatively, you could go for a full push north and sort of divide the map from in a different line, so that the train tracks actually form the line between the two teams. That I've seen teams do that to high effect as well. But as it looks now, the Crayon Munchers do have control over that southern compound, whereas the Legion is still fighting for that northern train station. Easy.
No, that's the thing, is if they can just get Viking to come inside. Oh, he is inside the strong point. My apologies. If they can just get another maybe 2 or 3 people in there, because the Crayon Munchers have managed. They've had to come out of this compound south of the train tracks to get inside the strong point. I just want to yeah. So oh, they are actually just inside the strong point there as well. But they have moved out. They got themselves a little bit exposed despite not having the full cap out. Burned the man on the right. That's a learning point there for Burned the man. He's gonna have to be told about his excursion on the wall.
I think technically he was in the right, because those barrels in front of that wall you can actually stand on technically. So
these ones here.
Those little crates, I think.
No, those ones there, yeah, but
those ones,
if you go onto the wall and then move along it in any way, shape or form...
That is definitely illegal.
Yeah, and you can't go onto this box here, because that is also above head height.
That is very true, yep.
So yeah, but Burns in a good spot here. You know, control the compound. We have lost the cap. See, Edric's still alive. Let's just check what the OP situation is like. So 1, 2. We have no mid-squad OP. Lar Magnus.
I think he might have just put it down right there at that hedge, but...
Yeah,
did he?
No, he's not got anything up.
Oh, he did.
Cooldown on it, so...
Rockets are coming up a bit short. Yeah, it seems like CM has really thought this through. Those 3 men close to those woods, they are, like you just said, they are in the strong point, even though they're not necessarily defending the northern area. They're pretty much part of the southern complex, even though they are adding cap weight to it, and it seems to be working out for them now. You can see Legion X is actually full control of that northern complex, yet no cap weight is coming in.
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, they've got absolutely nothing going for them in this. Oh, we do have a little bit of contesting there. Like I say, if they can just overload this sort of northern side now, and just force the cap weight to start changing, force the southern squad maybe from Crayon Munchers to have to move up towards the compound, because if you create enough of a diversion. But then again, I see here Blue Celtic and Co. Under the squad leading of Nelson. They've started moving down towards this compound. See how Danny's just about crossing the open.
So that's the second crucial part of this, or the third rather crucial part of this map, right? It's that road. If you want to pull off a flank, it has to be through those fields across that road. So both teams are sort of forced to dedicate at least half a squad to that area to make sure that the other team doesn't pass them from that direction. Because if they do, you're gonna get in the butt.
Yeah, well that's it. Yeah, they can lose the initiative very quickly if you lose the south. And coming back from the south, box out is a lot harder for the allies than it is for the Axis side, because you've got nothing to protect you to even get up to the edge of the play area. So. But yeah, Legion X are holding on to, like I said, they're in this northern section of the compound. The Crayon Munchers. Dead.
Yeah, right now it does seem like it's a bit of a stalemate, isn't it? It's like neither team really gets to push through further than they currently are at. They are holding their line quite properly.
But I see Nelson's squad here in the south with Flower, both moving in towards that compound. They are going to need to use the numbers to take this compound first, and then spread out from it a bit. Grenade. Edric. Oh. So there we go, that's the northern section held. They just
absolutely, and there is actually a lot of room right there. I'm not sure the OP of this Crayon Munchers was very close somewhere there in that complex. You see Edric actually pushing up in there.
I believe that it is in here somewhere.
Maybe they've already taken it down, I'm not sure.
There we go, there we go.
There it is. CM coming in with a big wave. Edric on his own. Takes down one, takes down two.
Edric is a powerhouse.
Now he's here now. He takes out two along with him. He needs to push in that courtyard. Does he know that the OP is there? He must know something's up because a few people just arrived out of nowhere.
No.
Goes,
but here comes Private Pile. Yes.
It's down.
The OP is down. That means the northern squad has been reset. He must have communicated this to his team, because you can see Viking, Flea, and Jord all pushing up to that area. If they can secure a stronghold up in those urban areas in front, they're in a very good position.
No, the thing is that they've essentially formed what is the start of a box out of the northern section. The thing is, like, you can't really divide this map into, sort of north, middle, and south, because the middle is essentially here. The north is that compound that we spoke about, and then the south is everything south of the strong point. So you can box out the north and the middle very easily without you know, without having to cover too much ground. We see one squad fully reset, so this is going to be the cap.
And
Yeah, the
Viking
mid
and
squad's
Jord
lost their
currently
OP.
moving southwards off the train tracks, trying to help out the middle squad into that middle compound, if you
One
will.
thing,
They are getting surrounded slowly. Can the squad of CM that has just been reset be on time to actually help their allies there?
yeah, this thing is we need. I don't know. Did we do have an MG person at Turbo in the middle of the yard though? Realistically, we need this MG out here on this, maybe on this bit of rubble, just controlling whatever's going to come down that road there. So Legion X have taken the cap. Edric with a firing. Rocket. At Rocket Pile.
Private Pile and Edric certainly realizing the gravity of this situation, that they've actually created a huge hole that they now have to sort of take advantage of. You can see half of the squad that was respawned, Nelmstein squad that is, half of them actually splitting up to the compound, because CM is probably realizing that, you know, they're at a bit of a disadvantage right now.
Yeah.
And as you can see, Flar coming up in there as well. They have taken full control of the middle compound and the northern compound. This is an uphill battle for CM right now.
Yeah, we have to. One thing we do have to draw attention to is that they didn't seem to take the opportunity to just push right up to the edge of the play area. Even 2 or 3 people just holding, because the edge of the play area is here. You can stand at this and just control anything coming down this road. You know, anyone coming across here, if you slow them down just a little bit, you know, you can really put yourself in an advantage. I do see Kabasu's going to go into this building, is he? Is he? No, doesn't take the building. Edric and co have moved up. Turbo needs to get that MG sort of lined up. I know that I believe that Turbo Queef is somewhat of the. Oh, sorry. They're running with the is it the bar rather than the MG? So take a little look up again. They've yeah. So Turbo I know was quite nervous. Xander actually gave up his position so that Turbo could have a game tonight, given that this is just a friendly match. Actually, speaking of friendlies, stand by. Sorry, you will be viewless for just a little moment here while I correct some logos. Because it's not 180 and CM, it's just CM. Let's just move this across for the beautiful people at home. And there we go. Right, so that is that done. We're back with the action.
Meanwhile, the Munchers do seem to have responded quite well to this sudden loss of the compound. I mean, you can see them sort of scrambling a little bit chaotic, but they are slowly starting to regain some ground up in that north. Yeah. And they actually seem to be mounting a bit of an offense to the middle compound as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, just
look behind us, look.
Right behind
yes,
something's coming in.
How
did they get there?
Yeah, that's the southern squad, I believe.
Yes, I did see them walking around. Yep, I was about to say, as the southern squad of the Legion actually helped out in the compound of the middle, you could see the squad of Euro actually managed to get around. I'm not sure if they got an OP up, but there's 2 men of his squad right there, and they are going to pinch the Legion in the butt.
Oh, good man, Fleet. Oh, Fleet, watch out. Yeah, the OP was hot. The OP is still hot, so they will know that there's somebody close by. But now let's see where... Yeah, I think there's a... Good job, pal. OP must be back this way.
Well played, though, on the Munchers' side to actually
100%,
try and get a bit of an advantage out of the situation.
With that. The thing is, Legion X once again need to be careful. Yep, there we go. There's that OP now. Right in here. Yep. Something cheese and butter of the OP.
That's always a game of chess, isn't it?
In the north.
It's always a one big game of chess, because the Munchers have now decided to dedicate an entire squad to try a big flanking maneuver. It does put the rest of their team on a disadvantage. So hopefully the Legion will realize that they actually have a squad behind us and that the opportunity is there to push the other 2 squads way back to where they came from. But as it looks now, on both sides of the field, the Crayon Munchers are actually gaining some ground. Legion X is holding on to the northern and the middle complex, but they are getting pushed up a bit, and they are about to get in a crossfire, so let's see how the Legion will handle this situation.
That's, we're just going to take a little moment here.
I think
Watch this
I'll-
unfold. Airdrop is... Sorry, go ahead,
There's
baby.
also is there an OP near Hopo? It looks like Hopo just came in there.
No. So 1,
No, okay.
2, and 3. I think Hobo just maybe come back into view from...
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that's... He's just moving south. Edric has died between that exchange though. Ben is coming across the OP. Nope, they have taken the OP out, so that's good. However, Ben is still coming in behind, clearing out fully around. We've got Grumpy Gecko stepping about with the MG. Snopia running away. OP is gonna go hot very shortly. There we go. Oh no.
Oh, Gecko wins that one.
There we go. So Nelson. Yeah. Gecko could
More
cause a lot
people
of trouble here.
falling.
He could, but it's
The thing is, though, Gecko needs to start firing here now because that's where he can be a great advantage to his team. Just get some suppression, start to cause a bit of confusion. Nelson.
come on, Nelson. He's going to go past him.
Nelson might actually realize Gecko's there, but he just wants to take on that advantage of, getting across, getting his OP back up.
Oh, Nelson, turn round.
Nelson. Oh shit! Braced MG.
Oh no.
The Terminator tried to get a kill on Nelson there.
Come on, Nelson. Come on, Nelson.
Oh no, Nelson falls.
He was so unlucky there, but burned the man coming back. O'Dandy's gonna turn. O'Dandy's gonna turn round. O'Dandy is gonna turn. Yep, there we go. So there's O'Dandy. Let's go to O'Dandy cam. Yep. And we're gonna see a
gun
man
up, Dandy.
coming.
Come on, son. Get the gun up.
Oh. But the thing is, it was Grumpy.
Thing is, Grumpy has now got 4 players looking for him.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that thing is now Flowers.
He is a nuisance.
Yeah, Legion should be careful not to overcommit to this push because again, I think this is Euro squad once again, the southern squad for them are gaining ground there again, trying to push on that flank, and now the Legion is actually abandoning the middle compound a little bit. Luckily, the Crayon Munchers don't have a lot of pressure on it right now, but if they overcommit to that southern side, they might actually be in trouble on the middle one there for a second.
Yeah, most certainly. That's the thing is, they haven't taken the advantage of the opening the Gecko gave them. Which is it's a fault on behalf of the Crayon Munchers, but once again it's a learning point for them. Whenever you have one man holding up 4 people, you've created essentially an open door for the rest of your squad to start making progress. So we see now the southern squad of Nelson is sort of reset back to this road, so they still have the upper hand. However, though, Swingers is in the area.
You got a sneak peek in there.
Surely you can hear that.
Being taken down with a lot of violence.
Yep. All the Crayon violence. But we do see some people making their way through the Edric's about to enter a world of pain, yes? No?
Yeah.
No, but he's in the house. Good man, Edric. And that is...
Possibly out of bounds. Is it still in?
No, it's... Wow. Very good. Well done, Mr. Spiffolo.
Is that in bounds, is it? Just?
Yeah, it is. It's just inbounds, but it doesn't matter whether you're in by an inch or a yard. It's inches in is in, as they say. Yep.
I do appreciate though how the Munchers keep trying to be flexible in terms of how they approach this disadvantaged situation. Like as we were watching the south and they sort of lost their advantage, you can see them pushing up on the north again, getting some ground in there. It does seem like the Legion X individual players can actually hold off a good number of Munchers as the engagements happen, but I do appreciate the Munchers just trying what they might and adapting and being flexible in which positions they push and which they sort of give up. I like that play.
Yeah, well it's okay. Yeah, they are starting to get cap weight here, and the thing is, once again, they don't have anybody really in the strong point. Oh, we are starting to defend again, sorry. But then again, if somebody just moves into that strong point, they'll have that little bit. It's got a little bit scrappy, a bit sloppy from Legion X. The Crayon Munchers have made an opening and they've started taking it, but they are slowly being pushed out again. They're just not aggressive enough, I don't think, with their push in the middle or in the north.
The Munchers do seem to be a bit reluctant to actually, like you said before, to actually take advantage of situations, or maybe even recognizing situations that they have an advantage in. Because yes, the North did seem like a threat just now, but they do seem to give the Legion a lot of space to actually come back and take their half of the compound again.
Yes. Viking just no, that's maybe blocked by the. I look just with a pre-fire down the road. The OP is no, it's not hot. Private pile. Oh, pile seen the legs. I think it was through the wall. But that's a free kill. If you ever see a set of legs in a wall, just shoot them.
Yep, that works.
Zeppol's going to take down the OP, I think.
Is he? Oh, he's sneaking up there. He still has a way to go, but he is getting close there. He's going to face 3 Legion members, though.
Yeah. Ben's
it's
there.
right there. Zeppel's there. Is he going to be able...
Oh, he's run past. Come on, Ben.
Oh,
and
no.
He's gone. And Ben gets shot in the back.
Yeah, and Flower's down. Oh dear.
Flower's down as well. That means their squad has been reset, which means that CM has to recognize now that they have an opportunity in the north, courtesy of Zeppo. Again, it seems like they're a little reluctant to push. You see guys like Kabashu and Spiffolo, they should be pushing as hell right now. I mean, yes, we have Viking and Turboqueef still defending that point, but they have a numbers advantage now. Zeppel goes down, but takes along Turboqueef with him. Viking still defending that point. A Waterflea, Yord coming up to defend it, but you can see the CM squad actually pushing up to that northern compound. Can they take it?
No, that thing is.
Seems like they're a little too slow.
Oh, somebody just died there. I think that might have been the machine gun of Silky Dog. Yep. And I think when there's little to no firing going on for a few seconds, you should know, or I'll say a few seconds, anything up to around about 20 or 30 seconds, you should know then that you do have sort of somewhat of an opening to actually move forward. But they haven't taken it. They will hopefully identify it and work on it. But then again, they have to take into account Legion X had an awful lot of experience in the 18s, with a very steep learning curve from the very start. And as you can see now, we have thankfully got, you know, we've come off the sheer climb, and it is now just a curve, because you always have to be learning.
And you can see it again, the Crayon Munchers, the entire northern compound is empty right now because Taurus' squad, it had to walk all that way from the garrison up there, but they're just free to enter right now. There is no coverage of that northern compound. If CM were smart, they would have just pushed in right there and taken their hold of that compound. They could have made it very, very difficult for the Legion to recapture it. But right now, the compound is just empty and they're sort of fighting each other on the edges. Now the Crayon Munchers are starting to enter the compound, probably realizing that there's no presence. But maybe it's a little too late on their side.
They didn't push in quick enough, and as you see, Zeppol is completely covered by smoke here, isn't going to be able to see anything. Viking's about to come running out. No, doesn't come running out. Very good, so Legion X now have the numbers in the strong cap. Oh, Zeppol sees him, Viking waits. Viking locks him up. Nope. Oh.
Zeppel gets him, but gets shot from behind.
Oh, there's Edric. Edric avenges Viking straight away.
That's a Viking Edric. Viking dropped Edric's coat there and got blood on it. So Edric killed the killer.
But meanwhile, we can see people like Nelmstein and Johnny sneaking up those train tracks a little bit, and even up further there, we got En Route and Lost Vikings slowly creeping their way into that middle compound as well. So, again, maybe... Yeah, go ahead.
They're lying here, they're trying to be sort of sneaky, and that's the thing is, on a map like this, you have to take your gun battles. You can't just lie there and expect to start getting cap weight. You have to actually start contending and kill people, push them out of the point, so that you can then control, especially controlling the middle and the north in this map. That is where the key areas are. But lying there in the strong point, you know, we've seen there Edric, Jord, Jude Overlord and Pyle have got into the strong point, and that's putting into the cap progress. Midas goes down, so once again they've lost more people, or more cap weight. Burned the man.
Where's his En Route?
Yeah, en route. Hears him.
A little bit.
They really hear each other, but
Oh yeah, it'd be
Burnt
like
the
Michael
Man, one of the
Flatley's
newest
fucking river
members
dance
of the
there.
Legion.
Oh!
Burned the Man,
Burned the
actually
man.
proving
Good
his
man.
worth. He takes all down en route, and just a second ago I saw him taking out 2 people in the middle compound as well. One thing I do note though is that the Legion has dedicated 2 squads into defending that northern approach. So
Yeah, well,
even though CM was a little reluctant to push, it does seem like Legion X has also overcommitted a little onto taking that northern approach again, leaving again the middle compound a bit vulnerable. They are lucky that the Crayon Munchers do not push as hard as maybe they should. I would say mistakes are being made on both sides.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's definitely mistakes being made on both sides. I don't know if Flower's squad was reset maybe, and he had to come back from the garrison, and that's why he's gone that northern route, put his OP in sort of a safer position. Stopped the cavalry though, which is good. Just under 5 minutes remaining.
Ooh, I do see Snoppy and Blue Celtic spawning relatively close to that middle compound, even though a squad of CM is currently pushing into that compound. It seems like they have taken control back. Let's see if Odani and Snoppy can sort of pinch out that attack that they've got. We've got Mazo, Anrad, Viking, Lost Viking, Koch, Kabasu, all now pouring into that middle compound. It seems like the Legion is sort of suffering the penalty for committing 2 squads on that northern edge by now losing the middle compound. It has been a back and forth so far.
It has very much been. They are getting the cap weight. The thing is, Snopia isn't really of any benefit there because all he can shoot at really is the side of a wall. He's holding Mazo off. En route. Dandy's into the house.
Sneaking into the point there.
Yep.
Probably not realizing he's facing 5 CM members there.
Yeah, so they're going to need to really tighten the screw on this one now. 3.5 minutes remaining.
Absolutely. Oh, you can see the Crayon Munchers really, they are time aware. With just 3 minutes on the clock, they are actually pushing the middle compound hard. The Southern squad has actually moved up to help with that middle compound. For the Crayon Munchers, that is. Burned and Nelson squad there is really close, and their OP might be threatened by Rave Dave. That is coming up on the southern position. They do have a good stronghold on that northern squad, Legion X that is, but you can see still 2 squads of Legion X spawning on that north side. They're completely giving up on that middle strong point. I'm not sure if we have overtime in this friendly format, but this is a risky play for Legion X.
But that's what they do have. There will be obviously the opportunity of overtime, but the thing is they're not able to get up from here, up this train tracks now, because the Crayon Munchers do hold the southern side of the tracks really well. So Snopia, Nelson, Dr. Hobo, Blue Celtic, they're going to really need to push down through that compound. They are going to have to push them more into the compound, but then they're going to have to push them completely right back out of the strong point, sort of in a pincer move.
Yep, and then meanwhile on the north side you can see it's firm in control of the Legion X guys, but Zeppel, that sneaky little Zeppel, is still waiting on the train tracks there, hoping to get another OP. Meanwhile, this middle compound, it is now absolutely clustered with CM guys. They probably started to realize how important this compound truly is and super committed on that, hoping to get Legion X into a crossfire on that northern complex now, which seems to be working because, again, you see the Zeppel on the sidelines there. Another squad coming in, trying to also take that northern complex. Meanwhile, cap weight is slowly but surely trickling in the favor of the Crayon Munchers. Yeah. Legion X has to start organizing.
That's the thing, it's down to gun battles again now. They need to be winning the individual gun battles.
Absolutely, but Legion X is in a clear disadvantage now because they are getting shot from several sides. Zeppel has been taken down, so he's not going to take out an OP that quickly, but it just seems like the map is now flooding with orange, and the Blues really have to sort of start organizing in this last minute and a half to get this point under their control, or otherwise the CM guys will take the victory today.
The thing is, I see Flowers just come back in there. We have lost the point, so the thing is, this is now Crayon Munchers' game to lose. Rocket. Legion X just need to start getting the cap weight going.
Absolutely.
And that thing is, like you can see there, they're starting to slowly clear them out. It's, when you know you're going to lose the point, don't overdo it. And here we are. cap weight again in favour of Legion X. Nelson, Jude Overlord, Burned the Man's in the compound. So they've actually just taken the southern compound again. There's only Lost Viking in there and El Muerto. They're, you know, but that's not enough. And if they don't have an OP close by, oh, Burned the Man.
OP spawns into the compound. Oh, I think. Yeah, people have eyes on it. They definitely know it's there now. Did it get taken out already? I think it did. Oh, now it
Dandy.
sure did. Dandy
Close
taking a
up.
rock and then it might actually secure that compound.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Now we are into 5 seconds for overtime. Snopia, Lost Vikings still alive there.
And now it is technically overtime. If this were the actual season, it would mean that both teams would actually score a point up to this. Because it is overtime, but you can see the aggression on Legion's side. You can see the aggression. They just rammed into that middle compound with a lot of violence. Something we've actually been lacking to see on the yesterday's match, but now they just pour in there and just take control of that compound. I think this might actually be Legion X's victory.
Yeah, very shortly. Blue Celtic just peeking through the bush. Sees Ravy Davy, yeah.
Saves the squad leader, so maybe he can get an OP up. That might actually be a saving grace.
Someone did spawn in there, but I think as Snopia and Blue Celtic came past on that southern or northern edge of the hedge, then the OP went down again. So he still got another 90 seconds. He just doesn't have enough time to get another OP up.
And meanwhile, heavy ticks coming into Legion X's favor into the point. They're not quite there yet, but it's only going to take another 10 seconds before they do. Lost Viking being the only Crayon Muncher currently anywhere near the hard point. The rest of the squads have been pushed back. And with that said, the last tick will come into